Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aleefah Binti. I am from Group 4. So in this video, we will present about our project, which is temperature detector and warning system. So how it is function? It is function as temperature detector and trigger the LED to indicate range of temperature and also trigger the servo. As the warning system, the buzzer will produce a sound whenever the temperature detected will exceed the normal temperature. So why we do this project? As we know, during this pandemic COVID-19, it is so hard to ensure who were infected by the coronavirus. So by using this application, it might be help people who is function as it can supply information towards people as an early precaution towards the virus.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Elya Maisarah Binti Zulkifli, and now I'm going to talk about the bill of materials for our project. So the first component or the main component that we need for this project is the microcontroller board, and the board that we use is the Arduino Uno R3 board. The price of this board according to Malaysia RS website is around RM90.90. So the third component that we need for this project is the LM35, which is an integrated circuit temperature device that is used to centigrade temperature, or basically in a simpler word, it is used to measure temperature with an electrical output proportional to the temperature. The price for this device costs around RM6.70. Next, we need the PCF8574, which is used to provide an input-output expansion for the microcontroller. This device costs around RM5.30. So the next component that we need is the motor, and for this project we use the servo motor to lift the barrier. So the idea of this design is we are going to have a barrier made of plastic pole, and that is why the servo motor is needed to lift the barrier up. And next we are going to need LEDs, 3 different type of LEDs to be precise, which is the green, blue and red color. So technically these different colors will indicate their own function. And the price for the LED is about RM2 each, and for the motor earlier it costs around RM84. So the next component that we need is a buzzer, a DC operated buzzer to alarm the situation whenever it reach at certain point. Whenever the temperature reach at certain point, the buzzer will alarm. And this buzzer costs about RM4.20. So next we also need a resistor, a 220 ohm resistor, a jumper wire to connect the components on the Arduino board, and we also need a square casing box to place the Arduino board and the LCD display. So actually the box costs around RM24 based on the place where you buy it. So the next component that we need is a stand pole. So basically we are going to use a steel one, since we are about to hold a square box casing that consists of a microcontroller and a LCD display, and for that we think a steel pole would be strong or firm enough to hold them. And the cost for this pole is about RM24.80. And lastly, the component that we need is a medium long plastic rod which acts as a barrier, and the price is RM12.10.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Gimin. I will present about schematic again for our project. In schematic diagram, we use Arduino Uno, temperature sensor, LCD, servo motor, buzzer and 3 types of LED. There are LED red, LED green and LED blue. LED red for potential fever, LED green for healthy, and lastly LED blue for potential hypothermia.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Zhareef from Sabri, and for this section, I will represent my group to talk about the code that we have done for this project for the temperature detector with the warning system. Okay, let's see the programming first. First, we need to include the library for the LCD, including the I2C adapter for the LCD, a library for servo motor. Okay, first we need to declare that we use the liquid crystal with the I2C display adapter, and here we use this because we use a PCF 8574, so we need to write this to address that. We declare the servo motor as my servo, the red LED at the input at the pin 10, green LED at the pin 9, blue LED at pin 8, and buzzer at pin 7, and we also declare the word temp. First, then we set up the LCD. We attach the servo motor at pin 13. We set the red LED, green LED, blue LED, and the buzzer as an output. And here, when we run the simulation, the LCD will display digital temperature first, and after 1000 milliseconds, it will display your temperature. Okay, let's enter how the program really works. And this is its function. This is where the analog will read the temperature. So when it appears in the LCD, it will appear in degree Celsius. Okay, so we set the LCD column 4, row 1, and it is the location where it will display the reading of the temperature. Okay, first we decide that if the temperature is below 36, the servo motor will just stay at 0 degree, and means that it will stay at its initial position. And at the same time, the only LED that will light up is the blue color that indicates that the temperature is below 36. Okay, then the temperature is more equal than 36 to less than 38. Means that 36 to below 38, the servo motor will still stay at the initial position, and the only LED that will light up here is green. Okay, next, if the temperature is more equal than 38, the servo motor will rotate to the 90 degree. We will see this at the simulation later. And here, the only LED that will light up is the red LED. And at the same time, it will also trigger the buzzer, which will sound in every 0.5 second. It will on in 0.5 second and will off in 0.5 second, and it will keep continuing. Okay, that's it, the program, and let's proceed to the simulation. Okay, now for the simulation part in the practice, let's see how the program actually runs. So let's run the simulation. So when run, there will be a slight delay, and the LCD will light up. It will show the digital temperature, and then it will show your temperature. And currently the temperature sensor here is 34 degrees Celsius, so the display LCD will show 34.18 degrees Celsius, and the blue LED will light up. Here I label it as a potential hyperthermia, since for someone who have a temperature 35 and below, the person might having some hyperthermia. And the servo motor stay at its initial position. It should be 0 here as stated in the program, but there is a slight difference, but it is still fine. It is still near to 0 degree, and we will increase the temperature 35.16, and then 36.13, 37.11. And since in the program we said that more equal than 36 and below 38 is the temperature for someone who is in a good health. So the green LED will light up and the servo motor will still stay at its initial position. Okay, we increase the temperature 38.09, and in the program we state that for this function, more equal than 38, the red LED will light up. That indicates for someone who is a potential fever, since one of the symptoms for the COVID-19 is someone who might have a fever. So as we can see here, the servo motor that acts as a barricade is moved to the 90 degree, since that below 38 degrees Celsius, the barricade will just at its initial position. But then if someone who have temperature 38 and above, the barricade will go to the 90 degree. Means that if the barricade will block someone from entering a premise or any shop. And you can also see here the buzzer will also be triggered and will be sound for 0.5 second, and we will off for 0.5 second, and it will keep repeating. And for 39, for 40 degrees Celsius, still the red LED light up in the servo motor at 90 degree. So let's try to decrease it to 37 for someone who is in good health again. So the servo motor will back to its initial position, and the green LED will light up to indicate someone is healthy. Okay, that's it for the simulation. Let's proceed to the next part.
Hai, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nama saya Muhammad Hamran. Terima kasih kepada saudara Zhareef terhadap penerangan tentang simulasi. Jadi saya akan tunjukkan tentang 3D design projek kami. Jadi inilah lakaran ataupun lukisan ortografik. Ini pandangan daripada sudut pandangan hadapan, sudut pandangan atas dan sudut pandangan sisi. Okay. Jadi pergi ke model. Jadi model ni ada 3 lampu LED sebagai indikator. LED hijau berfungsi apabila suhu 35 darjah Celsius hingga 38 darjah Celsius dibaca. LED biru menyala apabila suhu bawah 35 darjah Celsius dibaca. LED merah pula apabila suhu lebih pada 38 darjah Celsius. Ini LCD dan sensor infrared. Okay, buzzer di sisi kanan, dan servo motor ditempatkan di dalam projek ini. Jadi palang ni dia akan pada sudut kosong daripada atas ni ke atas ni apabila suhu dia 38 ke bawah. Apabila suhu 38 ke atas dibaca, palang ni dia akan automatik turun seperti ini. Dia akan jadi seperti ini. Dan buzzer pun akan berbunyi. Okey, itu je daripada saya. Sekian, terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, for recommendation and improvement, first, full body disinfection sanitizer. The machine uses atomizers to disinfect the area. This sanitizing machine spray the disinfectants in a way that can kill germs and viruses on any solid surface. Okay, second, full body bacteria scanner. The device will be able to determine if a patient has an infection in the body without undergoing the blood sample test. The scanner will also able to locate the exact location of the infection in the body. That's all for me. Thank you.